Well, Benjamin Franklin does say that an investment in knowledge pays the greatest interest. And that is why I, week in, week out, am really interested in positively pouring into your African football understanding. This week, we have another trivia question lined up for you. And the trivia question this week asks, when was the last time that South Africa bowed out of the COSAFA Cup within the group stages? Send through your answers fast as fingers first. Jessica Bakama at the end of the show is set to reveal the answer. Now, talking about the COSAFA Cup, it's currently ongoing out in Gqeberha. It's the 23rd edition of this competition. And Adelani, if you don't know surprises, African juju, that's what we're experiencing this year. Absolutely, that's what we're experiencing this year.
Why do you say that?
I say that because the giants that we normally see dominating have bowed out within the group stages. Zambia has the most titles, followed by Zimbabwe, and they're both out.
Yes, that is a normal thing in African football, my sister. It's not a game.
No, something has been put into the water. Something has been put into the water, but I do know that a team that will be very upset about those group stages is Kenya. They packed their bags and then they managed to pull an upset and they had to wait for the last day of the group stages. And then it was Namibia that broke their hearts together with Angola as they secured victories, and that made them bow out. Next week, we'll talk about the winners. We'll talk about the winners next week.
Oh, there's so many conversations we'll have off air about that tournament.
Absolutely. And one thing that we love about the COSAFA Cup is the talent that comes out of this competition. We get to unearth stars that go on and shine on bigger stages. And this week, we pay tribute and homage to a fallen hero, Justin Shonga, someone who himself also got to play within the COSAFA Cup. A Zambian international, plied his tray all over South Africa. I think we got to experience him at his fullest. Milton Shredievich, if you understand that era of Orlando Pirates,
yes,
he was part of the oil machine. He was a striker actually then, back in the year, 2019?
Yes, Justin Shonga only got to spend 3 years at Orlando Pirates, but he made his presence felt.
Yeah.
70 appearances, 16 assists, 16 goals. And what I loved about him was his attachment to his boyhood club, Nkwazi FC. In 2017, Orlando Pirates signed him from that club, but he went back to that club in 2020. On the national team level, he made his debut in 2017. We know he has 15 caps. He scored 7 goals. A very good player, and my heartfelt condolences to his friends, family, and fans.
Yeah, friends, family, and fans, heartfelt condolences to you, to the football fraternity at large, and also not forgetting the Zambian Football Association. A hero gone, but certainly not forgotten. Talking about one goodbye that may be permanent, there's another goodbye that we were met with this week. Chris Brown normally says there's never a right time to say goodbye. And that's what many people will believe about the separation of Coach Rholani Mokwena as well as Mamelodi Sundowns. He almost had an invincible season this year.
Yes, almost. I mean,
almost.
Itu, let me tell you, 3rd of July, Wednesday the 3rd of July, the breakfast I was eating had no taste in my mouth.
What were you? Surely you weren't having magwinya.
Jungle Oats. Jungle Oats guy. But Masanda Wana, I think, were just too impatient with Coach Rholani. This guy is an incredible coach. I could give you all the numbers. 91 games in charge, 60 wins, 22 draws, 9 losses. What more do you want from a coach?
What more do you want from a coach? Mamelodi Sundowns will sit back. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of different responses with regards to this news that has become public, right? And a lot of people saying that, yes, he's done well, but it wasn't enough because the CAF Champions League was still a trophy that is missing within their cabinet. Yes, they got it under Coach Pitso Mosimane, but they wanted the glory days back. Are they being fair?
I just think as a top club, your Real Madrids, your Sevillas in the Europa Cup, they win those cups consistently by just staying there. And I think under Rholani...
Wait, you say they win them consistently by staying there? Elaborate what that means.
Okay, when I say staying there, the latter stages of the competition, being there consistently. Mamelodi Sundowns, it's the first time in their history that they've reached the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League back-to-back. And that was under Rhulani Mokwena. Okay, yes, he underperformed given the fact that of the investment he had access to and the players he had access to. But Rhulani Mokwena said something very interesting in an interview that I saw of him. He said, I actually don't coach for records. I coach for the bonds with the players. I coach because I love the players so much and the team so much, and that's what it's all about. So he's a person for the people, really, and just an incredible coach. He's won them the AFL Cup, also the Nedbank Cup. He got to the final. They lost to Orlando Pirates. I know the MTN 8 final, they also lost, but I'm saying he's been so consistent for Masandawana.
What does that Masandawana institution say to you? Considering the fact that when the news surfaced, there was also the conversation that him and his TD had clashed.
Yes, and the sporting director had clashed. And when I'm looking at everything he's done in his 12 years with Sundowns, I'm just like, are they serious? This man has coached them at the under 15 level, the under 19 level. He's brought in so much fresh talent to the club. And I'm just wondering whether it was something they could have sorted out amicably.
Yeah. Well, that is it. Coach Rholani Mokwena, no longer the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns. If you remember this man in that yellow and blue, that's the regalia of Mamelodi Sundowns, you'll understand that the likes of Pesita, Umpomakola, the late Madisha, these are players that came through his ranks. But Ade, you can give it to him. Before the age of 40, the accolades he has under his belt, unheard of.
Yes, incredible. Just a 37, 38-year-old coach, but wow, that stats of 91 games under him, 60 wins, 22 draws, 9 losses. That is incredible. And under him, Masandawana scored 163 times and only conceded 59 goals. That is just incredible. Put some respect on his name.
Well, put some respect on his name. We're going to leave that conversation as that. As Coach Rholani Mokwena bows out, also the likes of Gaston Serino get to bow out with him. Kutumela goes with him. There's so many that's going on right there at Mamelodi Sundowns. The big question is, who will now step into the hot seat of the biggest club within South Africa as far as records are concerned? That's the looming question in the air, and we can't wait for it to be answered. No one can answer it but the institution itself.
Shouldn't he be the new coach of Bafana after Hugo Bruce? What do you think?
Ade?